Hey there, folks. It's me, R.C. Mulhare, and on this gloomy day in the Miskatonic Valley of Massachusetts, I'm going to read to you a little piece that recently got published in I'm gonna show it, a horror magazine from Breaking Rules Publishing. This is a little piece that I'm rather fond of, called Lonesome Farmstand, October Night. As the evening set in, the rain started in earnest, the drops clattering on the tin roof over the stand, running down the peak, channeled through the corrugations, falling to the ground and ponding in the pea gravel, rutted by cars coming and going, and full of small ponds where the wheels had hollowed out small ruts. A fitful breeze threatening to turn into a full October gale blew drifts of mist in through the aluminum storm door, propped open invitingly. F had festooned the doorway with orange string lights, adding a few blow-mold plastic jack-o'-lanterns to the dooryard, tucked between the potted chrysanthemums to shed more light on the gloomy day. But since the rain and wind had strengthened, the customers had thinned out to a few locals come to chat with F as they picked up bags of apples or vegetables for supper, till even they stopped coming. "You want to knock off work early tonight?" F asked, coming to the time and traffic-polished plyboard counter behind which Tara had perched on a tall stool for part of the evening, reading a Stephen King paperback and looking across the basket of F's wife Maureen's homemade fudge and chocolate chip cookies sealed in Halloween Ziploc bags. "I'm fine. Maureen and the grandkids are probably looking for you," Tara said, holding her place in the book with her finger. He peered out the door to the misty dooryard and the cars hissing by them on the road, hurrying past to some destination. "Hate to leave you out here alone on such a miserable night." "I'll be fine. I've closed before," Tara said. "But not by your lonesome on an oily night like this." Tara chuckled dryly. "I can handle it. The worst that can happen to me is boredom or getting scared by this book." "All right. Guess it's time I took the training wheels off and gave you a chance," F said, hitching up his jeans. "Anything bothers you, you call me, you hear? I'll call back here to show the jerk what for," he added, looking her in the eye. "I will, Pops," Tara said, smiling affectionately. Since she'd taken this job on the weekends during the summer, she'd taken to calling F Pops when his fatherly concern rose to this level. F beamed. "All right, take care of yourself. Make sure everything is locked up tight behind you when you go home." He took down his old quilted red and black jacket from a hook on the wall of the nook behind the counter, which served them as an office and break room, shrugging into it before striding out into the deepening gloom. Removing the brick that propped the storm door open and closing it behind him. Tara pulled her sweater closer about herself after F had gone. The warmth from the space heater shaped like a wood stove behind the counter took the edge off the evening chill, but did little more to warm the space beyond. No sense heating a farm stand where the produce had to stay cool while awaiting the buyers, and when most of the trade came during the summer, except come December when the brisk trade in Christmas greens started. But Tara didn't think that far ahead for the moment. She'd taken the job for the summer, a breather between one year of college and the next, and F had appreciated her diligence and spunk so much that he had offered to keep her on during the autumn, an offer she had gladly accepted, fitting her shifts around her college schedule. Here, even with the shinier shops down the road in Littleton, things moved at a more relaxed pace, dare she say more seasonal pace, and one could savor the atmosphere of the season before rushing off to the next one. Even the murk of a dreary October day took on a significance when you slowed down to enjoy it. One could entertain the presence of ghosts and other spirits rustling in the dry cornstalks. Without too much trouble, she could imagine early humans huddled about their fires at this time of year, whispering among themselves of the things that lurked just beyond the circle of amber light, and perhaps beyond the edge of the lands they knew, or the edge of the earth, seeking a way to creep in and harm the land and its creatures. The uncertainty that the winter would be harsh or easy on them, and their stores or their livestock, and that they would have enough to last till the next planting season. Footsteps squelched in the mud-hollowed doorway, and the door creaked open. A shaggy-headed man in a worn camouflage jacket over frayed khaki pants tucked into mismatched boots, one brown, one black, slouched into the farm stand, and something about him twigged her immediately. Tara sat up straighter behind the counter, putting a hand on the grip of the baseball bat F kept under there, for the employees to use in case any suspicious types gave them trouble. Not that they had much trouble, unless you counted that one drunk guy who wouldn't take "Sorry, we have no fresh corn till after we pick some tomorrow" as an answer. You had more intruders at the shinier stores, or so it seemed. Her cousin Allison had more trouble with perverts panting at her as she worked in the Stop and Shop in Groton, where her manager refused to put one of the louts out when he turned out to be mentally challenged, and doing so would make the store look bad. F didn't stand for that kind of posturing. You came into his store, you basically had come into his house, and in his house, people respected each other's personal boundaries. Fortunately, the interloper chose to wander among the tables of produce. eyeing the bundles of sweet corn and baskets of kale, the cellophane-wrapped pint and quart boxes of late blueberries, the bags of apples, shuffling his feet in displeasure. The interlope grabbed a small butternut squash, clearly meant only to justify his presence at the farm stand, before shuffling toward the counter. He set the squash on the countertop before her. "You got any melons?" the goon asked, his breath stinking of stale booze, his voice raspy from a lifetime of heavy smoking, almost as if he had looked up some creepy pervert interloper checklist. If he hadn't shown up at such a quiet time, Tara would have laughed dryly to herself, but she had to maintain a poker face, anything to avoid encouraging a goon who clearly wanted to get any kind of reaction, positive or negative, from her. "Sorry, sir, melons aren't in season," she said, picking up the butternut squash and setting it on the hanging scale over the counter to weigh it, calculating how much it cost at $1 a pound. And if you want to find out the rest of the story, you want to find out how Tara handles this goon and what other strange things come out of this dark October night, you can check out the story in the March issue of Horror Magazine from Breaking Rules Publishing. Okay, I'm R.C. Mulhare, and you folks keep it spooky.